to serve.
Welcome back. We'll get to OBJ in just a second, but first, Thursday Night Football. Dak delivering a pass to Amari Cooper makes the sneaky one-handed grab.
Oh, look at that. It's the vintage Dak Prescott garbage time touchdown. Make the numbers look better than they actually were.
Oh, come on. Give him credit. That's a great throw, great catch. How does this team lose 3 in a row? How does it happen?
You say it's great throw, great catch. Nothing matches the Skip tweet of that was like Santa dropping down the chimney. Skip is just better at this than everybody.
Yeah, he is.
More from this one. Jordan Lewis showing off the nifty toe tap for the interception. He was originally ruled out of bounds, but the call was reversed.
All right, great reversal. Great job by him. Very fortunate by the Bears that he was 6 inches north of the pylon instead of it being a touchback. This was Trubisky's worst play of the night.
Where in the world was he throwing this? I have no clue where this was supposed to go, and credit to him for coming bouncing back.
Yep.
Let's play a little basketball. Suns and Pelicans. Kelly Oubre making Brandon Ingram pay for jumping as he throws down the big slam.
All right, I got to give Brandon Ingram credit for trying to contest. Kelly Oubre may or may not have done that to my similar thing to my son once back in high school.
Really?
Yeah.
Did he?
He's a Houston product.
I'm going to guess he did, by the way, you said.
Well, I mean, it wasn't quite like this. I don't think my son fell, but he tried to contest, got boomed on a bit. It happens. Kelly Oubre having a nice season with the Suns after being disappointing with the Wizards.
Hey, if you're going to get dunked on, and you might as well get dunked on by a future NBA player, you know?
This kid.
Here we go. Jackson Hayes not messing around here, dropping the hammer on the defender right there.
Biggest hands in the NBA, Jackson Hayes, which helps him here because this is like the Dwight Howard dunk contest dunk. Does he actually, he never touches the rim. He really just throws it in.
Yeah, this length is insane. I mean, he looks like he's at least a foot over the rim when he's throwing that down.
He's a big guy, man, because he's filled out even as a rookie.
All right, let's talk some Odell Beckham Jr. Haven't talked about him much this season, which is what happens when you haven't done much this season. When he was traded to Cleveland back in March, the thought was that he and Baker Mayfield were going to light it up. They've, in fact, done the opposite. Baker is struggling, and Odell is 29th in receiving yards per game. Yesterday, OBJ was asked if he wants to stay in Cleveland. Take a listen.
What's the future hold? I don't know that. I don't know the answers for that. You know, right now I'm just taking it a day at a time, trying to finish the season healthy, trying to win these last 4 games and see what happens. No one knows what the future holds like tomorrow. Like I couldn't tell you what's going to happen. I couldn't sit here and tell you whether I'm going to be here, want to be here, don't want to be here. This is exactly where I'm at now. And I wouldn't rather be anywhere else, you know. So it's something that, like I said, God has a plan, and in the offseason, everything will figure itself out. I feel like I've been here before asking questions about the next team while I'm on a team already, and that's just kind of something that I'm just tuned out for right now. And you catch me in the offseason, and we'll see what happens. I don't know God's plans. You know, I just follow His lead.
Danny, that right there is the definition of vague. You could have put this to bed, or at least made this a 15-second
Yes.
comment instead of a 2-minute comment where it is open-ended with 3,000 doors. But what did you make of what Odell had to say?
Why are you still talking after the first phrase that's uttered your mouth?
I
The only thing you should say there is, what are you guys talking about? Why am I even being asked this question? So you silence it, you put it to bed, immediately question is asked. We were talking in the pre-show, I'm like, why was this question even asked? It was some, you know, crazy report that without a lot of credibility was posed this question. That's what Odell should have responded with. The part that's disappointing about this for me is it made all the Odell critics, it proved them right. Because at the beginning of the season, the question was asked, yes, there's a tremendous amount of talent on this team, but what happens if Odell doesn't get his touches, or Jarvis Landry doesn't get his touches, or this team starts to implode? What happens then? And it's going to be a disaster. It's going to be a soap opera. And this proves all those critics right. Why can't you just silence them and say, no? It makes no sense to me why a professional doesn't know how to understand a question like that and just put it to bed.
So Odell, this is breaking news to me. Odell's got a no-trade clause? No, does he? Can you guys tell me that? Because I don't think so, right?
No.
So Odell is responding to, and it was prior to this tweet about whether or not they were going to trade him. Has there been a lot of speculation that the Browns pre-deadline should trade him for offensive line help? That was like a thing, right? I mean, our friend Colin talked about it, that the Browns went too big on luxury items, not enough on foundational pieces. Odell's been was Odell part of that fight? I don't remember. I don't think
No.
he was.
He was
Has he been a distraction at all?
Not at all.
And so he proves them right by giving an honest answer, which is, I don't know what's going to happen, because he doesn't know what's going to happen. Did he say, I don't want to be there? No. In fact, he said Jarvis Landry's one of my best friends in the world. Now, Odell has never done himself favors in regards to just giving the 15-second cliche answer. But this is one of our favorite media hobby horses, which is killing the athlete for being bland and the rare athlete that will actually take a question and then speak without calculating what I'm going to say. Well, I don't know. You know, it does seem like people ask me this a lot. You know, my best friend's here, but what he didn't say, he's probably thinking, this obviously hasn't gone as well as we thought it would. What he also didn't say, but is true, I didn't ever ask to be traded here. And what he didn't say, but what is true is somehow I got a worse quarterback this year than I had last year with Eli. No one saw that coming. So I don't know what's going to happen in the future. How that is twisted to Odell is part of the problem, proving his critics right. Odell is having a worse season statistically than anyone could have imagined. And he has not been any type of distraction. He has not been any type of bad teammate. He has not been part of the problem in Cleveland. And so it seems like both of you want him to just flatly lie, be asked about it, say, I have no idea what you guys are talking about, never heard any trade rumors surrounding me, of course I'm going to be a Brown for life. Okay. I mean, that's fine. I would say it makes these shows a lot less interesting. It makes him a lot less earnest as a person. I will take authenticity over fraudulence every day of the week. And I don't think what he said there was wildly polarizing or out of bounds. He didn't throw any teammate under the bus. He didn't attack anyone. He gave an honest answer. I don't know what's going to happen because he doesn't know what's going to happen.
There is 100% a double standard in our business, right? Because we want colorful quotes. We want things to talk about. And then when they give them, we're going to crush them for it. But
that's a choice.
But I also think authenticity can sometimes, you have to be smart and aware of when to be authentic and when to know when to silence a dumb question. The phrase that I had a problem with said, I can't tell you if I want to be here or not be here. Why not? Like, why can't, and then, like, what message do you send to your teammates then? You are on the Browns now. It's not the time to be authentic and say, well, yeah, this team is not good. Or, like, any of these, to further this rumor and just continue and give them fuel to the fire. I mean, the players know the drill as well. They know that the more I keep talking and if I give them things, I'm going to be the center of attention, which I do think is a problem with Odell. It always has been. I think he knew where this was going to go if he opened up this can of worms.
I fully understand what you're saying, and I appreciate what you're saying. I think it makes shows like ours much better when we have fodder and stuff to talk about.
So we can rip them now.
That being said, is there one team that needs to focus more on actually just playing football and not on more reporters asking questions that aren't football related than the Cleveland Browns right now?
He doesn't decide what's asked of him.
Right, but he decides how he answers the question. And maybe he's not completely authentic right here with an answer like, this is where I want to be. But all this does, Nick, and you know it, is now this becomes a conversation starter. Now more reporters come in.
It
now
clearly
you do
already was started.
It could have been ended, though, when we could have just focused on football.
Hold on. Be honest with me, both of you. So if Odell says, no, I'm a Brown, I'm a Brown for life, there's not Odell Beckham trade speculation the moment the season ends. Really?
No,
but you can stop it.
Ends.
Yeah.
Okay, so all right. So if there's a belief that the Browns are in a worse position against the Bengals this week because of that 20 seconds right there, that's a boat I'm not going to get on. And Danny, you saying, yeah, we're unfair, it's a double standard, that's only because people do it. Everyone's allowed to take my position, which is honesty's good, we're not going to kill you for it. That isn't a viable position to take. People choose not to take it. But the part of this that is so frustrating to me is, I think most smart football people think it would be in the Browns' best interest this summer to consider trading Odell Beckham. I think most smart football people think it would be in Odell Beckham's best interest to be traded. And yet he simply says, I don't know, when I think most people think the best thing for all parties might be to go to a different football team with a more stable situation that doesn't